This conference will now be recorded.
All right, calling the special meeting to order at 11:02 a.m. All in favor? Oh, I think that's I don't know who that is. Okay. So we're going to go into executive session before we discuss the items on the agenda. Motion to go into executive session at 11:02. So moved.
To discuss, at the request of the village attorney, to discuss possible litigation.
Okay, at the request of the village attorney to discuss possible litigation. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
All right. Callers, we are going into executive session, and we will be back shortly. Darlene, I'm going to give you a call, all right? Can you?
I'm on.
I know, but we're going into executive session, so I'm just going to leave this
Oh.
recording, and I'll give you a call so you could be on that call. We'll
Okay.
put you on speaker, okay?
Yep.
All right, great.
This conference will now be recorded.
Motion to resume the special meeting at 11:19. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
All right. Let us move on. All right. So
Village. Their asshole. Yeah. Oh my God. I never heard
callers,
this.
callers, if you don't, okay, I'm gonna have to.
Sorry. What did he send you a new one?
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
I told them, yes.
I got it. All right, they're muted.
Darlene's still muted.
Unmute, Darlene.
I don't know.
I got it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got it.
It's
All
recording,
right. Cool. Yes, and it's recording. Callers, just so you know, you've been muted so that we can continue the meeting, but we will give you an opportunity to speak as we move forward. So we've got two bids. Well, 2.5 bids. We've got the first one, which is potholes, and Darlene has done her due diligence. Darlene, you vetted the company Monte Calvo Paving.
Yep. So I called the references in which they gave us. Do I have to go through each one, or can I just do a synopsis?
Summary, and then you can just email your notes. Just give us a quick
Okay.
summary.
Okay. So overall, all of them had a very good experience with the company. They said that they were easy to deal with, very pleasant. They all stayed within the budget in which was set for them.
Okay.
And they would definitely use them again. And they have used them for municipalities in the past. So that was, I thought, a plus as well.
Okay, great. All right. So based on that, they were the lowest bidder. We vetted them, so I think we can move forward with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the second bid, which was a combination of roads, which we had.
We need to vote on it.
Well, we're going to vote we need to vote right now officially.
Yeah, if you. Yeah.
I was going to do it all at the end.
You could do it at the end. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just for some of us, could you just tell us like what that bid was for? Just like
Yes.
one sentence and how long it was for.
Well, yeah. Well, at the end, yeah. Yeah. So that one we're going to be awarding to Monte Calvo. And for the second bid, which was, we had two alternatives. We had the combined projects of Washington, Adams, and China. And on that one, our lowest bidder was Suffolk, with Monte Calvo being second. And the individual bids, which we talked about, possibly going that route, we had Monte Calvo was the lowest bid, with Suffolk Paving Corp as second. Darlene, you check some references on these companies as well?
Yeah. So Monte Carlo obviously is the same. And for Suffolk Paving, they gave me 3 references. I was the only one of them returned my call, which was the town of Lindenhurst.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they've dealt with them for over 10 years, and they they do exactly what you asked them to do. So they have stayed within budget. They were pleasant to deal with as well. And they're the only company that they actually use.
And how about Monte Calvo?
Monte Carlo, the same references I used for the potholes. So they, again, had a very good experience. They also stayed within budget, have worked with municipalities, and they were very easy to deal with and very pleasant.
Okay. So my feeling on this, while there is a slight savings to doing them all together, I think we're coming up on hurricane season. We're still working on the FEMA reimbursements and what's going on with that. I think in the end we'll do well, because if we just do them individually, we might have reimbursement, so we could, the bond, we can draw down less, so it might be a wash. So my inclination is to go with the individual over the group together, just so that we have some cushion in our budget in case we have any, hopefully knock on wood, no weather events. And I think if they got good reviews, we can also, my recommendation would be to award it to Monte Calvo as the lowest bidder for the individual approach, unless you guys think we should approach as a group.
No, I agree with that. I think
it's a better approach.
Yeah.
I think the budget's something we have to consider.
Okay. All right. So we will award that. So motion to award the pothole repair bid to Monte Calvo Printing. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
And then motion to award the alt bid A individual for Washington, Adams, and China to Monte Calvo Paving. So moved.
Second.
Third, fourth. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
All right. And just an FYI, as far as the timing, we do have, we are kind of hanging on when that's going to happen based on Suffolk County Water's project on Walnut. We can't have multiple roads closed at once. So the village is working with Suffolk County Water to nail down those dates, and then we'll follow with we will start the pothole repair in the interim at their earliest availability. But the actual streets, we're going to have to coordinate with Suffolk County Water. Just, that's the plan.
They given any indication when they can start on the potholes?
They're looking at the end of June, but
Okay.
they haven't given us, and we've requested that they give us specific opening and closing dates so that we can advise the residents that are affected accordingly. But we're waiting for them to get back to us on that.
Suffolk County.
Yeah. All right. So the only other thing that I had on the agenda was, because of FEMA, just to talk about that, the retention basin.
Yeah.
We need to get restoration quotes.
Okay.
So that's the other item on the agenda that I want to be authorized just to get some quotes, because they need that as part of the application. So we have to move forward with that, and a few reports that I'm working with Rich Parrish on.
Okay.
All right.
And they weren't able to provide, they were too backed up to provide their services for engineering?
We didn't, the engineering services were for Washington, for Walnut.
Okay.
And Walnut in California, and we didn't qualify.
Okay.
We didn't qualify, and this one, this one's kind of on ours.
Same thing.
Yeah. No, Washington, Walnut in California, we were trying to have them engineer it, but then they told us that we don't qualify, period. So there was no point in moving it. So they advised us that even if we apply, we won't qualify. They did their research. So those two have been withdrawn.
Okay.
And the one that's remaining is the retention basin, but they've given me a laundry list of what they need, and one of them is this bid.
When you say retention basin, does that include the seawall there?
No.
All part of it?
Just a retention
The
basin.
seawall separate in California?
The seawall didn't qualify. We tried.
Okay. All right.
All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Take the vote on this.
Didn't I just do the vote?
Not for that.
Okay. Okay. Motion to award I thought I just did this.
No, the resolution for her to get the quotes.
Yeah, I'm going to do the resolutions right now. So, I mean, that, I don't know why we did the official vote, but now I'm going to read the resolutions as per what we just discussed,
You could do
correct?
that, yeah, so what we just did was a consensus vote, and now we're gonna do the official resolution.
Okay, perfect,
We
yeah.
need to open it up to the public prior.
Yeah, so now at this point, we're going to open up the meeting to the public, and I've got 3 callers and 1 member of the audience. So you had some questions?
Oh, well, the first thing I didn't.
Sorry, I don't mean to be, I
Sure.
just, for the record, you need to state your name and where you live.
Sure. My name is Catherine Singer, and I live on 9 Shin Court.
Okay, great.
And my question was, you were discussing voting on 2 things. Were they, what were those things? Like what streets, and were they new roads or new potholes?
It's the two projects that we were discussing. One was the pothole repair village-wide.
Okay, so all roads.
Yeah, and then the other was a paving project for it's 3 roads: Washington, Adams, and China. Washington, and just a little background, Washington and Adams have qualified due to the storm damage that they incurred from the August 18th storm last year. So we're in the middle of working with FEMA on those 2 roads and hopefully getting some reimbursement in those 2 roads. That's why they were chosen, because they were addressed by FEMA, and we're working with them on that. And then China is, we're going through all of the roads in Poquat and looking at the condition of all of them. And China was another pick because it's down to, it's scraped pretty well down.
Okay, and I'm just curious because Singing Wood is in really bad shape.
So the potholes on Singing Wood are going to get repaired. Singing Wood presents a little bit of a bigger project, as do some other roads, because they involve drainage. We can't pave the roads until we address the drainage. So they're bigger than just potholes. They're also incorporating drainage. Singing Wood is on our list for future. We're trying to roll into paving multiple roads in Poquat, but some of them are a little bit easier of a project because they don't involve drainage. Singing Wood does, as do a couple of others.
Just for reference, also, I don't know if you were able to attend last year. We did we held a meeting in January at the library to discuss roads, and we had a paving contractor come, and we gave some numbers, estimates of what it would cost to repave the village, and there was a lot of pushback from the people who attended regarding the overall bill of what it would cost to do it in one shot, which is why we're approaching it this way. We were looking at over, I think 2.2 million was like roughly an idea, not including drainage, to just repave the roads throughout the village. So this is why we're, kind of addressing it in a piece by piece situation to avoid that tax burden all in one shot on residents.
And are you doing a bond?
Yes.
This?
Yes, we've secured a bond for $200,000 to.
Yeah, we also did, just keep you up with the process. If you weren't involved before, we did have a public meeting involving the bond, which we gave the opportunity for people to come and speak at as well. And it's been right on the roads and on the.
Yeah, we've had multiple meetings.
So so we've gone through that process.
I think the bond that we started discussing it in January, pretty sure.
There's also a notice in the paper.
Yeah.
Couple times.
So if you have any questions regarding it, we can go back through and
I guess my last question is, are we doing anything to save money each year so that in the future we can pay ourselves rather than have to do bonds? Like I've noticed some things like the signs got changed from 30 to 25, and I have no objection to changing the speed limit. That must have cost money to change those signs, and speed bumps, show.
Well, that was actually part of the session that we had, the info session that we had at Emma Clark. We presented, it was roads overall, and we had multiple residents who attended. we went in thinking that paving was going to be the high priority. It turned out resident consensus was the safety, speeding was the high priority. So we kind of based our decisions and our approach on what the feedback was that we got from the residents. We're trying to do a annual meeting, town hall. I mean, we do every month we have a meeting for resident input, but we're trying to do town hall meetings so that it maybe fosters more communication. And we try to do that at the beginning of each year. And we are considering, and I'm probably going to recommend that next year when we do our budget, we open the budget meeting to the public, because if you look at our budget, which is online, but if you take a look at it, this project, the repaving would have been probably 6 budget cycles, four
Yeah.
entire budget cycles of what we have. We work with a really
We're very lean.
very lean.
Comparatively.
So I wish there was
Yeah.
somewhere where we could pull the money to pave all the roads.
I
It's
guess I
just,
just kind of think changing signs from 30 to 25 doesn't actually change anyone's real behavior. And
Well, we do have some data that proves otherwise, because the radar sign at the front of the village has also been taking data. So we do have some positive feedback from.
that sign might actually help things. But,
Yeah.
But the other signs, I really doubt it.
well, you know what, if we are, we're also working with both Chris and Jeremy, they're both working with Suffolk County. The speed issue was a big issue, so it's.
We went to a COPE meeting and spoke with officers there back in January, and there's been continued discussion about patrols in the village and stuff that, won't cost us money, but will also help with safety measures and addressing some of the concerns. Another thing, the new signs that are at the village, the 3 new signs, those were a donation from the Poquot Community Association. So there was an accident where someone actually hit one of the signs and paid out on that, and the village contributed that portion to the cost. But as far as anything else, that was done as beautification effort
Right.
by.
But those signs are pretty.
Yes.
It was the changing of the 25.
Well,
to 30,
our
which
thought
just
process was we had a real big concern from residents regarding the speeding in the village, and I think the reality was if the sign said 30, people were doing 35, 40, and by bringing it down to 25, which was the lowest we could do within regulation at the time, it would. If it says 25, then hopefully people are maybe doing 30, and we do have some documentation that's proving that is, and along with the speed bumps helping that, and we've had positive feedback from residents. But I think to circle back and answer your original question, yes, we do. We are trying to save, but I think the consensus that's been shared is that we do operate on a very thin budget, and sometimes that change. What we have in reserves fluctuates based on the year, based on snow, based on emergencies. So we don't know. There's not really there's not a realistic opportunity to just put some money away every year to redo all of our roads.
We I don't think we can legally pocket money aside, can we? We have
can
to
set a
stick to our
reserve.
budget.
You can set a reserve.
So, I mean,
Which we have a reserve, but I mean,
Yes.
It's not, we operate without consistently raising taxes above the threshold every year at a very accelerated rate. We cannot just we don't have the funds to put money into a reserve to pay for the roads, which is why anytime a project of this magnitude is done, we have to realistically go to
Rely on bonds.
rely on a bond.
There's a lot of thought and effort. It's year long that goes into trying to maneuver the budget so that residents aren't heavily burdened, and at the same time we get what we need.
It just seems like we're gonna have to pay the money for the bonds, right? And bonds have interest. So, if I'm doing a project with my own house, I save the money first, and then when I have the money, I do the project.
we would be, to pave a road, it would take us, there's that, sorry to interrupt you, but there's that against resident sentiment. So if we just pocket the money along the way, it's going to take us maybe 5 years to pave a road. And I don't think that our roads can't wait that long there's a lot of roads that just can't wait 5 years. Their lifespan is usually 10 years, and we have a lot of roads we have to address. So to put the money aside year by year, we're never gonna get there. So the bonds are almost they're a necessary evil, realistically.
But we're gonna basically be paying money for the bonds anyway, right?
Correct.
So we would overall just pay less if we.
You're going to be paying the money for the bonds over a 5. What is it? 5 or 10? 10?
It's
5.
up to you. It's up.
I
You can
think
make
it's
it
a
whatever
5
you want.
over 5 years. If we were to push the money aside, everyone's taxes would go up much more immediately. Whereas now it's there are benefits to having the bonds. They allow us to not raise the taxes dramatically to accomplish the needs of the village. Any other comments? All right. Do we have any comments from callers?
You're all unmuted.
I think. Can I do I unmute them? Yeah, I'll unmute everybody. Okay. I can't unmute them. If there's any callers on the line that would like to speak or make a comment, you need to unmute yourself and let us know. They seem to be muted on their end.
Is there a chat?
Send unmute request. I could do send unmute request. I can't unmute them.
Yeah, hang on.
They would
That
unmute
worked.
themselves.
Oh, Deborah. Okay. Hi.
Yep. Hi, that worked. I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to let you know that worked. So.
Oh, okay. Good. What did I do? Send you an unmute request?
But I don't think you even had to. I think it was just up to us if we wanted to or not. But I did get the unmute request as well.
Okay. All right. I'll send it to everybody just so that there's an option. Unmute request sent. This caller's not muted. All right, that's it. Do we have any other callers that would like to make comments before we go to resolutions? Going once? Twice? Okay. All right, let's move on to resolutions then. So Resolution 06-2025-26. Resolution awarding a contract for pothole repair to Monte Calvo Paving Corporation in the amount of $25,641, $777 per square foot, and in the amount of $25,641 with a square foot rate of $7.77, and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Resolution 06-2025-27. Resolution awarding a contracting for road paving of awarding a contract for alt bid A individual paving of Washington, Adams, and China Lane to Monte Calvo Paving Corporation in the amount of, for the following amount, in the amount of $176,325.30. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Resolution 06-2025-28. Resolution directing Clerk Batani to obtain quotes for retention pond restoration related to August 18th, 2024 storm. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion to adjourn the special meeting at 11:42. So moved.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you. And thank you to all the callers who dialed in. Appreciate your participation.